Back to the garage, everyone. All right, we're going to continue on with our brake caliper rebuild. And look what I got. A brake caliper rebuild kit from Centric Parts. Assembled in the USA. With parts from China, Russia, Canada, the UK, Germany, and Korea. I don't know which is which, but it looks pretty good to me. Plus it has these two O-rings in here that we talked about earlier in the previous video for these pressure ports. All right, we got a strip of 600 grit wet dry sandpaper. We're going to use this to clean up the inside of these bores. You'll note that the top of the bore, well, I guess it's really not the working end, but we've got some rust right in here. The actual bores themselves don't look that bad. All right, you can see we've made progress already. That dark discoloration right there, it doesn't have any pitting on it, but I'm going to see if I can't lighten that up. All right, not too shabby. I've been working on this for a little bit. I got down inside the bore with the 600 grit, and it looks pretty good down in there, really. All right, we're going to go ahead and use a little 2000 grit wet dry paper to clean up our pistons. They have a little bit of corrosion and some dirt. I got the idea for the 2000 grit from the Popular Mechanics website. I mean, if you can't trust Popular Mechanics, you know, you can't trust anybody, really. That's probably a better way to do this than the way I'm doing it, but we'll go with this for now. So that turned out pretty well, actually. I can see some very minute wear right about there, but it's, you know, it's irrelevant, really. All right, pistons are cleaned up. Let's move on. All right, I'm going to give these calipers another brushing down with a nice soft brush, bristle brush before I begin the final cleaning and reassembly. All right, I think we're about ready to get this thing underway. I got my kit opened up and set here before us, and we're ready to go. So I've got a little bit of brake fluid. I'm going to go ahead and get some down in there. All right, we're going to start off with our piston, and we're going to get a little brake fluid on the exterior there. Get it a little lubed up. Get a little brake fluid on our O-ring before we put it in the bore. Go ahead and get our O-ring installed. There we go. All right, next up, we're going to get our piston. Get that in place. All right, so I put a little pressure on the caliper and I raised the piston back up in order to get the rubber seal around the piston. You can't have it all the way down in there. It just won't work. Anyway, so I messed up, but no worries. Now we can get this around the top of the piston. There. Kind of looks like that. All right, that was a little difficult. This ring is a very tight fit over the piston. Use a little gentle persuasion. If you can get one side of it over the piston, and then come back in there with a blunt punch, and then do a little gentle push like that on the higher side, and you can peel it over. So you can see that that's the piston, and it is flush with the metal ring all the way around. That is what I wanted. So now I need to go ahead and fully compress the piston back down into the caliper to get ready for reassembly. I think we'll just do a little light tap here. That should do it. We should be good to go. All right, we got the pistons and the O-rings and the rubber dust cover, or whatever you want to call it, and the metal plate installed on both halves. We're ready to install our small rubber washers. I call them washers. They're not really O-rings because they're not torus shaped. they will go in these recesses here. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of drops of brake fluid in there so we don't put them in there dry. All right, good enough. Let's put this thing together. We'll go ahead and get our bolts started like that so I can just press it down straightly and not have to worry about disturbing the O-rings because I want it to seat properly. There we go. All right, let's tighten this rascal down. Torque down these bolts to a little more than 20 foot-pounds. I don't think they need to be torqued all that heavily. 20 to 30. I'll try to find it on the internet somewhere, and once I get them on the car, I'll make sure they're torqued down to the proper spec. I really don't know what the spec is. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. By the time I upload the video, I'll probably know anyway, and I'll get it done later. But for now, I just wanted to get this caliper together. That's pretty much it, guys. One brake caliper rebuilt. All it needs now is a coat of paint. I'll do that before I get them on the car. All right, boys and girls, this is the bonus round. Christmas has arrived early. If you see a shadow over the box, well, this is the only free space I have right now. Let's see what Santa brung us.
Unboxing review.
Oh yeah! Oh, this is good. You guys are gonna love this. All right, you ready? Ta-da! We have one factory original in blue leather, no doubt, rear seat back for a Mercedes W126, and all of the metal underneath on this side is absolutely pristine. There is no rust. It still has the original tags from the factory right there. Look at that. I'll show you a close-up of that here in a minute. That is just cool. That's just a little paper. No rips, no tears. Just original patina. All right, I went inside the house and got some of that goof off stuff and got that little bit of packaging tape off of the top of the seat. Came right off, no big deal. And also dug out the Meguiar's leather care and gave it a once over. So if you're looking for parts for your W126, head on over to the Facebook W126 enthusiast page. That's where I found this one. Got it from a nice gentleman in Pennsylvania. Well, all right, folks, I'm going to call this a video. I just wanted to finish reassembling that brake caliper, and since my seat came in just a short while ago, I figured I'd give you a little bit of a bonus and do an unboxing. In the coming days, we'll go ahead and finish up on the braking system, and we're going to get this thing back on the road just as soon as I can. But for now, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.
you.